Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
Everybody knows that true crime can be a real buzz killer. So why not pair it with a nice glass of wine?
Join us, Macy and Nicole, the hosts of Buzzkillers, a true crime podcast, as we drink our way through new bottles of wine every week while navigating true crime cases, conspiracy theories, and even some spooky haunts.
The deep dives are kept light with banter and personal tales, and even the occasional boozy hiccup.
Listeners are encouraged to grab a drink of any kind and tune in every Sunday as we tell the tales of the wicked that plague this world.
Buzzkillers can be streamed on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere else you like to listen. Check out our website, www.buzzkillerspodcast.com, for more information.
This podcast contains strong language and adult situations and may not be suitable for those who are easily offended. Welcome to the Fuck My Work Life podcast, where the work stories are real, the laughs are contagious, and most of us can agree that work sucks. So let's clock out and tune in. Welcome back, fuckers.
Hey, fuckers. We are back with another episode. I'm Kay.
I'm Jay.
And the Fuck My Work Life podcast.
You heard in the intro.
You heard in the intro.
Hopefully.
You know where you're at. So we are here tonight. We have got a special guest joining us tonight to share some work stories. And he is half of the dynamic duo from Playlist Wars, and now the host of his very own podcast, The Sleevy G Show. We've got Gomez here with us tonight. Hey, Gomez.
What's up, Gomez?
What's going on, guys? It's been a while. I'm glad to see you guys. Last time, actually, we were, it was Brian and me versus you guys on a podcast show on Playlist Wars.
Yeah.
So glad to see you guys are doing well, and I'm excited about being on the show finally with you guys.
I know we talked about it a while ago.
We did, and things just happened. We all got really busy, and some things were going on with me at my house and stuff like that, and things are hopefully getting better and better every day. So that's the best way I could describe what's going on.
Well, we're very happy to have you here, and before we get into all the stuff that we're going to get into, why don't you tell us about your new podcast?
Finally got my new computer this year. And I started blogging a little bit about life, anxiety, and stuff like that. But also, I still wanted to do podcasting. So I do a little bit of both. I had episode 1. We brought in Brian Colburn. Had to do it right the first episode.
Yeah.
Second episode, I brought in a local business here in New Jersey called Sabo Peru. So I'm going to be mixing it up with my movies, my antics, music we're going to do. I got a couple of big surprises coming up already with guest-wise, a couple of local New Jersey celebrities, which is kind of huge for me.
Yeah.
As a little podcaster this small, you know what I mean? Which is only a couple inches big. So I'm really excited that it's going very well. I mean, I've gotten a lot of great responses. A lot of people are really, I guess, excited for me to hear me back on the radio a little bit on the podcast, which is kind of cool. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, Gomez, welcome back." I did a consensus in November of the show name. It was either the Sleevy G or the Sleeveless G. So Sleevy G won.
It's catchy. I like it.
Yeah, it's catchy.
Yeah.
It is actually. And, it's kind of funny. A lot of, I have a friend who's in New York City. He's a comedian, and he goes, "Gomez, what's up with the name Sleevy G?" I said, "I've done all my interviews in Playlist Wars with a cutoff t-shirt." They're like, "Oh, Sleevy G." I actually reached out to DT from Space Castle. He designed my logo.
That's awesome.
The logo came out. I was just so ecstatic when I saw it. Like, he just nailed it 100% correctly for me. You're going to find me on YouTube under Gomez 1279, or just type in the Sleevy G Show. You're going to find me now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Amazon, Anchor, iHeartRadio now. So everywhere, I'm posting up. So it's been an adventure. It's taken me a little while than I expected, but here I am. We're going to be recording episode 3, 4, 5, and 6 into this month, actually. So, I will be talking sports. I will be talking music, the video games, the movies, the local businesses, something I always wanted to do. I'm excited about my podcast. I'm excited for Brian, too. But also, I can't wait when we get back to Playlist Wars, too, in June. Happy to be here with you guys. I was psyched when I reached out to you guys like, hey, what's going on? I want to come on.
We're very excited to have you. And I mean, I'm a big fan of Playlist Wars. So when you guys stopped, I was very sad. So I was excited to see you guys both doing your own thing.
Oh, I know. So, and again, it's an honor being on your show for the first time.
Yeah, I know. It seems like I feel like you have been, but you haven't. So
No,
I think it's just because we were on Playlist Wars. But
Was Brian on our show?
Brian came on
Brian was on your show.
on.
Yeah, very early on. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what season it was, but yes, he was on earlier than me.
I think it was 2.
Season 2, right?
We didn't have guest season 1s because we had no idea what we were. We still have no idea what we're doing. But...
Don't worry about it. I'm still learning myself. You know what I mean? It's been an adventure. Podcasting actually makes me very happy, and it's just a conversation with 2 or 3 people and just enjoy each other.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm all about. And I actually say love, peace, and happiness at the end. That's my closer now because that's what it comes down to because of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
You got to have the love and the peace with everybody. It doesn't matter who you are.
And I feel like this community of podcasters that we've kind of all found ourselves in, starting on Twitter mostly, it's just been so awesome and supportive, and we've said it a million times, just like we probably still wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for everyone what we've met.
I'd be honest, I wouldn't be doing this because Brian showed me and groomed me for a long time. He really helped me become a good podcaster, I think.
Yeah, and everyone just learns along the way. I think it was Kelly from Drunk Theory when I first went onto Twitter, and I had no idea what to do, and somehow fell in with her, and she's like, oh, you need to get a link tree, you need to do this, you need to do this, and I was just like, okay, and she helped me so much.
It's just great that other podcasters were still helping me along the way too, now that I went on my own. So it's like the Gomez 79 of Twitter is still there, but my focus is on Sleevey G. So guess what? I curse now.
Yay!
So holy shit, the Sleevey G's cursing.
Yeah, so I forgot about that on Playlist Wars.
And listen, but I was respectful because I understood.
Yeah, definitely.
My show's an open book. I like a local business. Hey, the only thing I'm not talking is politics because that can get very ugly. So
you never know where people stand, and that is a very volatile conversation right now.
It is right now. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to go any further than that, but there's no politic talk on my podcast, just like we did with Playlist Wars.
Yeah, but what do you think? No.
I was waiting for that.
Who'd you vote for, Gomez? No. We're not going there.
No.
All right. Well, why don't we get into some of your work stories? You've been teasing over Twitter about some of these great stories you've got.
So first one is I applied to a job called, back in the day, Sports Authority when it was around. So I applied for a, I guess on the floor position, with the sneakers or the baseball bats, the sports that I'm really familiar with. So I get in and I meet the manager. Man, this guy got more plugs than MTV in his head. The funny thing is I'm sitting there during my whole interview and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at how many plugs are in his head. Someone really did a shitty job. I'm looking at his head and he's talking to me about drug testing. I'm like, yeah, you could drug test me, I guess. Understand, I'm 19 years old. No one ever talked to me about drug testing. So I look at him. I keep looking at his head. And he snips a piece of my hair.
What?
Yeah, for the drug test.
That's weird.
I go, well, what are you doing? He goes, oh, we need a hair sample. I'm like, okay. I go, you ain't gonna find shit. I mean,
not you, fucker.
And then he just sticks it to his head.
I almost thought he was. I was trying to be polite at that point. I'm like, God, I hope you don't need it for your head.
Yeah.
But I said, okay. So I 48 hours, I get a phone call. Okay, we're going to hire you. I'm like, damn, you know. So I said, all right. I go my first day back in this warehouse, and I'll tell you, it's like a poor man living in a cardboard box. That's how small this warehouse is.
Mm.
So there's 75 pallets my first day there. I have to unwrap everything and bring them to the core destinations. I said, not a problem. So, of course, you know, some of these guys, you know, do the little new guy hazing
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. So there's a guy who's a little bit bigger than me. He looks like Peter Griffin. I'll just call him Peter Griffin because he looked like
Peter.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes, don't leave this in my spot. I go, dude, shut up and do your job. You're not picking up any chicks because the way you look. I walk away and he's like, you know, so of course the first 3 hours I get 5 complaints because I talk back. And, you know, I called him a forked ton and called him something else. And I'm like, hey, that's not how you pick up chicks here. Okay, please. One of the girls that worked in the softball area actually knew her younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, you two are very identical. Going, good Lord, why me? She was very sweet though. There was always an issue with her,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was not interested. That was that one. That was in the first day, so I got 5 complaints in one day, and just with the staff, the customer
Yeah.
service skills were there. So you know, it's like, all right, whatever. You know, first day. I think I was with the company for like 4 months. Now I did meet a New Jersey Devil hockey goalie, Martin Brodeur.
Oh, nice.
His goalie pads got shipped to our store. Don't know why. I'm like, dude, shit got just shipped to the arena.
Yeah.
Why the
Yeah.
Sports Authority?
To the local sports authority.
Yeah, why? It's like saying, here, ship me my dirty underwear.
Yeah.
So he's there and he goes, oh, you guys hockey fans. So the guy who I'm working with, he goes, yeah, but he hates the Devils. I go, geez, thanks.
You said it to
are
the
you
guy?
a Rangers fan?
Oh, I'm a huge Rangers fan. Notice the hat, New York Rangers.
Oh, I couldn't read it.
Sorry, I am a huge Rangers fan. If you see the collections of stuff I have here, I have autographs upon autographs upon autographs upon Mike Richter, Henrik Lundqvist, Igor Sheturkin, my kids in Henrik Lundqvist jerseys before they were born, 2 days old. You know, I have everything Rangers with these kids. So he is like, oh, a Rangers fan. Because, you know, we beat them in 95. I go, yeah, but who'd you lose to in 94? He's like, really? I go, does the word Matto, 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 and I left. So he gave the other guy tickets and not me. I didn't care. I was, like I said, I really did not care too much for it. So by June, I had it with this job. You know what I mean? There was no respect. I've asked to move up and, you know, I actually kept my nose clean for 3 months and they wouldn't let me out of the warehouse. I mean, my main focus was going back into sales and they did not want to push me. It's like I was like their workhorse and I felt like the whip cracking on my back every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, I quit. So granted, I was not invited back to go get my paycheck. I actually had to get my best friend to go pick up my paycheck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I wasn't wanted back in that store.
Oh, wow.
But the funny thing is I went in that store a few more times after I quit.
Mhm.
And he was like, oh, well, we thought you got fired. I go, no, I quit. So, you know, that was just, you know, again, dead end. I wasn't happy, you know, so I go back to the company I started with,
Mhm.
the paint company. So there's a few stories there. One of my favorites is the color matching feud we had. So I'm a part-timer and the assistant manager, he was a cool guy. Me and him were really cool. We always, you know, hung out together. If he needed help, he'd pay me and stuff like that. And, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
So we were there. It was the night of my prom. I'm trying to stay clean.
Yeah.
No paint, nothing in my hands or my fingernails. And I'm like, ugh. We had to match this royal blue. I just said, we can't do it. We don't have, I go, we need stronger colorants. Like the other store that I used to work for, They had the stronger colorants, but it's like an epoxy coating one.
Mhm.
I go, we can't do it here. All right. So now I'm about 45 minutes away that I'm supposed to meet my prom date. And I am sweating like hell. I said, listen, if this woman does not like this, I'm throwing the freaking paint at her face. Because we went to a 5-gallon bucket mixing a gallon of white, a gallon of this, a gallon of that, and try to stir it up, shake it up in a 5-gallon bucket to make this freaking color work. Oh, I'm not happy. I said, lady, are you married? She goes, we're divorced. I go, figure that one out then. I just left. I'm leaving for prom. Everyone, like, I get text messages. Everyone's laughing. He goes, by the way, your DM wants to see you on Monday. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I go in there. I'm like, what? He's like, I heard you had a rough day on Friday. I go, yes. First of all, I was supposed to be off. I'm not supposed to be here. I had prom weekend, and I missed my window almost because of you people. The DM was like, okay, I'm sorry. Never mind then. We're done. Thank you.
Nice.
Another time working at this wonderful established paint company. I love decorators. Do you know why I love decorators?
Tell us why.
Because they don't know diddly.
You can make this happen, right?
Oh, God. So talking to a decorator is talking to like a toddler when they don't know what they're doing or how they're doing it. And especially an interior decorator who's colorblind. Make it that even worse.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's the wrong field.
Without a doubt. But they think they know it all. So my thing was, I'm looking at the lady, I'm looking at these colors that she's picking out. I go, ma'am, you know you're going from dark gray, which is cold, to a darker gray, which now will make the room look like it's 2 feet tall only. Oh, no, this is beautiful light colors. I go, yeah, are you colorblind or something? Because this is going to look like crap. I'll just do what I want. Okay, almost like $7,000 later.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, it was 300 gallons of paint.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. So a week later comes by. At that time, my manager, I was a full timer at another store. So you actually get advancements in this company. So I was happy. I went from part time to full time. So the manager goes to me, he's like, "Hey, you remember this so and so and this color?" I go, "Oh yeah." I told her she was blind, colorblind. That is. She goes, "Well, yeah." She mentioned that, and she failed to mention that you were being rude. I go, "Well, no, I wasn't being rude. I was being me." I guess I was being rude. I didn't realize it. I was, 21.
Yeah.
I was more worried about the drinking and the partying. So I said, well, what happened? Well, she had to spend another $7,000. I go, well, I told her the color was going to be off. She didn't want to listen. She goes, yeah, she said you mentioned that too. I'm like, I wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
And
you tried to warn her.
Oh my God. And it was a massive deal. So you just lost $14,000.
Oh God.
That the customer's not even going to pay you because you didn't want to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interior decorator number one. My favorite are the corporate interior decorators when they think, my shit don't smell.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm helping the customer like, oh, I think this is a perfect color. Yes. I go, I would recommend samples. I wouldn't go off just the sample board. I would actually say, I hate to say it, but you gotta have to buy 10 to 15 quarts and start putting samples up where you need to be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. I go, just keep in mind, 10, 11 quarts, $13 a pop. You're going to be around $200-$300. She's like, all right, not a problem. I get it. But I said, keep in mind, though, as you see here in the book, it's going to look totally different than when you paint it.
Yeah.
Like, well, can you explain why? I go, you're looking at a book that has no sheen to it. Okay. You're talking about professional lighting where the corners might brain out that piece, and that's the color you're looking for. And then so she comes back a couple of days later, not happy. And I'm like, why are you not happy? all these colors don't matter. I told you this.
Yeah.
She goes, you know what the saying, the customer is always right? I go, not really, because a lot of times the customers are 90% wrong if they don't know what they're doing. And
also, you're the expert in this area.
Yes. After so many years of color matching, 17 years that I worked in the homeowner industry and in the commercial industry.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you, when I said I was thrilled to go to the commercial industry. So I go to the commercial industry for another company. I leave this one company and I went to a smaller family-based company. I was out of Philly, had a few stores in New Jersey. Now, of course, I always have stories. My first doing of a drawdown of colors for a high-power job for mostly of the Elizabeth schools in New Jersey. Okay. I sit there and I'm listening to the contractors talk to my boss at that time, who's also one of my good friends to this day. They're speaking in Spanish. So at that point, we really didn't have that good of internet. So I bought one of those PC cards back in the day. You just connect it and your internet's hooked up to your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we did a lot. We would hook up my laptop and use it as the internet. And, they paid me for it, though. That was a good part. So they would pay my bill every month, which I was thankful for. Mm-hmm. So I get there and the guy speaking in Spanish goes, "Hey, forget this gringo. We'll, we'll go to Benny Moore. We'll buy stickers and we'll pass it on." And I said, in Spanish, I go, "Oye," I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" In Spanish, you're not going to do that. I'll call OSHA on you and you guys will be busted. Their mouths dropped. Like,
did they not know you understood what they were saying?
Because they see me as a big guy, short hair, necklace hanging out, little hamburger meat hanging out with the hairy chest. I'm Italian.
Okay.
So I get that a lot in New Jersey. I get stereotyped pretty quickly that I am Italian. Hey, I'll take that stereotype every day. I eat like one. I eat my pastas. I eat my garlic. You know what I mean? I love my pizza. Yeah. So I might as well pretend I'm one, but I'm not. So I go, with the last name being Gomez, I am Hispanic. They're like, it was like a 15,000 gallon job. Mm-hmm. So we priced it out. We got the job. Of course, ever since then, they would never come back to me. They're careful now what they're saying.
Yeah, because they can't talk shit.
Yeah,
well, they can't, and that's what I love about it. Another time working at the Prestige company, there was a bunch of guys. These were traveling families that would go to certain hotspots during a year. Mm-hmm. So New Jersey, between April and October, these gentlemen would come in with brand new Silverados, brand new machines. Mm-hmm. You're talking about $75,000 right down the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. And these guys would buy top of the line paint from us for dirt cheap pricing because they go to other, because you come from Arizona, you think this is the same price here in New Jersey. No. Hey, you're paying premium pricing here. Mm-hmm. We'll work with you, but you're not getting that price. So, of course, I get a complaint. So this is now my first time as a manager. My first big complaint. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm all stoked. I'm like, chest sticking out. I'm like, yeah, I could take care of this. So, of course, I go to Patterson, New Jersey for this job, which I didn't know that. So Patterson, New Jersey, not the greatest area, but if you're Hispanic, you're fine. I was speaking my Spanish, and unfortunately, the gentleman that got kind of bamboozled was an older gentleman. I looked at it. I'm like, I'm looking at it. I'm taking samples off the wall, almost like a CSI type of deal. And, and it's very unfortunate that this happened to this old man. You know what I mean? And there I'm scraping paint, putting it in these almost like evidence bags, but they're not.
Yeah.
And, I send it and I go, "Sir, it's going to take me about a week. Do you know who did it?" He goes, "Yeah, this is the gentleman. Here's his picture." This is now when the camera phones were just getting popular. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "All right." I said, "Perfect. Can there a way you can send that to me?" "Yeah, not a problem." He did. And I'm like, "Oh, shit. It's one of those guys. I already know what happened." I go, "Sir, when did they do this exactly?" oh, on this day at this time. So I'm like, gotta go back into the computer and find out what the weather was like that day.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. First thing in the morning, clear as day, sunny. Around 1:30, cloud and rain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I already know what happened. So he comes up, hey, did you go see that complaint? I go, yeah. Well, you're going to give me free material. No. What do you mean, no? You painted the day it rained.
Mm-hmm.
You as a contractor should know better. It was, what are you trying to say? I'm like, you're a contractor, right? You know that wet paint and wet rain, guess what happens? It dribbles.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy pushes me, like physically pushed me. Now I'm
Oh my God.
I go, and I'm not going to say his name, but I'm like, dude, please. I'm trying to be polite. Do not put your hands on me. I'll put my goddamn hands on you if I want. I go, dude, don't do it. He does it again. Now he does it even harder.
Oh no. Wait, this is the older gentleman?
No, this is now the contractor.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm actually defending the older gentleman because I feel that he got shit on.
Yeah.
And he paid $5,000 for a crappy job.
Yeah.
So I stood up against him. I'm the first one to do it though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess at that point I'm 22, not the smartest manager, but I'm one of the youngest, but I'm also one of the ballsier ones.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. So I said, listen, I'm asking you not to touch me. And if you do it for a third time, I will call the police on you. I'm not going to get physical because I know I could break you.
Yeah.
So at that point, my city manager just walked in when he heard I threatened him that way.
You threatened him, even though he's the one pushing you.
Well, he just didn't. He didn't see that. So of course, you know how it goes. Hear no ill, see no ill, whatever that saying is.
Yeah.
So he goes, Alex, apologize to him. I'm like, I'm not going to apologize because he pushed me. Oh, that's such a lie. He's a liar. I go, oh yeah, just like how you stole the machine right out of this here that one day I was here, right?
Mm.
Oh, you have no proof. I go, no. That's why when you brought it in, I matched up the serial number. So surprised. These guys were not friendly. There was there was actually some of them that were really, really nice and did a great quality job.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the younger generation they didn't give a crap. They'd leave their garbage in my back of the store. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not your dump. So I stood up and my boss didn't like it. And I'm like, I don't care what you like. It's what I got to defend because I'm trying to make bank here and you're trying to take it away from me.
Yeah.
I go, listen, I know why you made me a manager. You're trying to make me fail and it's not going to happen. He doesn't, the city manager at that point didn't like me and I didn't like him either.
Mm-hmm.
I go, once you get a tie, you turn into a jerk.
Yeah.
So, you were one of us. Now you're the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So like anybody who wore a polo shirt or a button down shirt as the uniform in the colors that we wore, I considered you equal playing field.
Mm-hmm.
You see yourself with a tie, forget it. We don't talk.
Yeah.
And, at that time, the guy kept pushing and he actually found me at a bar and he brought 7 of his friends.
Oh no.
I go, oh, what are you doing here? This is only for Irish people. I go, well, I guess that means I could stay and you can go. It's like, you're not Irish. I go, no, but I drink like one. And then he's like talking shit and he's pushing. I'm like, dude, you understand. I get it. This is an Irish bar, but pretty much 95% of these people will back me up and kill you. And he bitch slaps me. The music stops.
Oh no.
It's like
record scratch.
Yeah, just like in a movie.
Yeah.
And then you see the bar turn around and 2 big guys, bigger than me, but they're jacked. You know what I mean? They're 6'6", and I'm 6'2", 6'3", standing next to them. They're like, yo, Alex, are these people bothering you? I go, I don't know. Are you bothering me? Just with a stare.
Yeah.
Staring. Nope, we're going to leave.
Yeah.
I've never seen him since. So, scary moment for me, but I was whatever. So,
All
that's,
over paint.
but it's fun. Yeah. But I also bounced too. I was a bouncer at one point,
Oh, wow.
and I got a good one on that one. So, you know how Thanksgiving Eve, I call it amateur hour,
Mhm.
Thanksgiving Eve. Because while you get all the college kids thinking they're all pros from drinking at college,
Yeah.
and then you get the middle agers like myself thinking we're college kids. so it's a really bad mix of recipe at this bar. But hey,
Mhm.
they're paying me $700 for the night to be
Oh, wow.
out at the door,
Nice. Yeah.
and free drinks, by the way.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, so I'm there checking IDs, I'm counting, so we can't go past a certain amount. So when I hear people are leaving, then I let people in.
Mm-hmm.
So the main door where I was at, people can come in, and there was a rear door where people could leave. So
Mhm.
boom, we do it that way. When if I saw the flag, I'm like, all right, you two come on in. You four, whoever, if flag goes 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how many I know how to get let in. So a cop comes in, goes, yeah, I'm here. I'm like, so go in the back of the line. I don't care. It's like, I'm a cop. I go, good for you. My name is Dalton, by the way. Hit the road. Like thinking Roadhouse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I actually listened to that movie pretty well to actually bounce, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually kind of true. If you're nice, people leave nice.
Yeah.
When it's time to stop being nice, then that's where it is. He goes, dude, I'm a cop. I go, good for you. You have a badge. And I got a gun. I go, yeah. As a drunken cop, you're not supposed to be carrying your weapon, you moron.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so-and-so. Is your captain so-and-so? It's like, yeah, how do you know my captain? I play pool with the guy.
Mm.
So I said, they thought they were slick. All 7 of them. It's something with number 7 with me lately.
Yeah.
7 of them go in the back. And I was like there with my arms crossed. I go, dude, I'm smarter than you. And I'm sober than you.
Yeah.
Leave.
Mm-hmm.
So bar closes at 3. I kicked everyone nicely out. Bars close, everyone leave. Everyone's got to go home. Final drinks, everyone's pounding it.
Yeah.
3:05, everyone's gone. And and everyone called me Gomez at that point. So like, yo, Gomez. It's like, there's a bunch of cops waiting out here for you. I'm like, oh yeah, look. So I made a call to the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Now he was from the bars at one town. These guys are from another town. And I was like, listen, I know the captain of this town. I'm going to call him. Give me a few minutes. I'll call you back. I said, okay. He's like, listen, we're across the street from the Wendy's. Leave like you would normally. So this surround me. I'm like, wow, look, it takes 7 pussies to beat 1 dick.
God.
And, of course they all try to get closer. I'm like, oh, wow. I'm so surprised you guys are doing crowd control here. And then I wave my hand. 7 cop cars come out of nowhere flying.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to lay a hand on a cop.
Yeah.
First of all, I respect cops, but once you punch me, you're done. So the cops come out. The cop from the one town, captains from one town, and the captain of that town come out. They both pull me aside. They're like, well, what do you want to do? I go, listen, I'm not going to press charges. They're drunk. They're stupid. They're trying to show off to their friends.
Mm-hmm.
I say take them to the drunk tank and let them be for the night.
Yeah.
But I go, I don't want them going with you, though, to their captain. I want them going with you.
Yeah.
And they both agreed to the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 days later, I'm at pool, and the captain's like, you sure gave them a scare? I go, what happened? It's like 2 of them quit right on the dime.
Oh, wow.
Because they didn't think that shit can happen.
Wow.
So it's like, dude, don't mess with us. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Were they armed?
Yeah, they were armed.
That's terrifying.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
As a cop in New Jersey, you have the right to carry concealed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
That's everywhere. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, but the problem I had is that they're drunk and carrying.
Yeah,
concealed weapons.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So my whole issue with that was, listen, I'm all about carrying guns and weapons. I'm cool with that. But there's got to be a point when you're drinking. You really shouldn't be carrying that gun. Should be in a lockbox at home or in your car locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. In reality, don't come here and show off.
No, that's ugh. Not a good combination.
No, it's not. I mean, I told the guy, I go, listen, I know you very well. I know who you are. I just don't give a shit. You're drunk.
Yeah.
And you're being stupid.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm trying to embarrass the guy. He got embarrassed. He was embarrassed by everybody.
Yeah.
Because I said no. But again, I'm trying to think of 7 lives compared to, I don't know how many bullets could happen. You know what I mean? Someone could go off at a bar by accident, gun, he could pull out and say, I'm a cop and I'm drunk.
Yeah.
And he shoots somebody by accident. What happens?
Right.
Someone can die. Someone could get severely injured. So at that point, I just didn't care anymore. You know what I mean? Another time at a bar, at the same bar, one of the bartenders having her party there. And there was a little bit of a addict that we knew, but he was calm, cool, and collective. His girlfriend was another story. So she locked the door, doing something in the bathroom. The one who's celebrating her birthday had to go. She jimmies the door with with a butter knife, opens it and goes in. She's just like, you bitch. I scream it out loud. I hear that. I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. I run. Now the bar was packed. So for me as a big guy, as you could see, it's hard to go through a packed people. I just boom, making my way. I'm like, move, move. Everyone heard me. They move.
Yeah.
And we get there. I get there. I grab her by the hair. I'm like, calm down. I grab her and then I'm like, I'm letting go because that's not the right thing to do. I grabbed her by the shoulders. I go, let's go, champ. Let's sit over here in the corner. Stop. I go back. It's like, Gomez, dude, that's my girl. I'm like, dude, you know better. I know better. You shouldn't be doing that shit here. We know what you do.
Yeah.
Okay? You know we can't afford that. You can't afford that. So I went in the girl's bathroom and took it, dumped the vials.
Yeah.
I threw it down. And then he was looking to punch me, and I just whacked him in the knee. I go, dude, you're 6'3", 300 plus pounds like I am. Do you not think I was not going for the knee?
Just a leg swipe.
Oh, they pretty much, again, they asked me about pressing charge. I go, it's not me. It's up to the bar, up to the bartender, not me. It's, I'm just there to help out. Lo and behold, everything was okay. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
moonlighting as a bouncer is not one of my highlight jobs either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot of shit.
You know what? I've seen a lot of stuff and good stuff.
If you love talking blockbuster movies, comic books, animation, and TV shows, check out Talking Smack, hosted by me, Josh Scar, along with my rotating cast of co-hosts. We will talk superheroes, movies, animation, and comics with you every Wednesday on your favorite podcatcher.
I don't know about you, but with a busy work schedule, I never have time to sit down and read. Luckily, there's Newsly. Newsly is an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up articles about the most trending topics on the web and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time ever, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. You can browse articles from topics you choose and just start playing. Follow specific topics from sports, tech, business, science, or Bitcoin. Newsly will find you the latest articles and read them aloud. They even have digital radio. And do you want to know the best part? They have podcasts. Explore trending podcasts from over 80 countries. And you can find our podcast, Fuck My Work Life, there too. Download and try Newsly for free by visiting www.newsly.me or clicking on the link in our show notes. And be sure to use promo code FWL for a 1-month free premium subscription. Stop scrolling and start listening with Newsly.
But I do have one more story, Jay, for you guys. JK, I got one good one. So this is going way back. We're talking about 17-year-old Gomez.
Little baby Gomez.
I want to say baby. I look like baby Huey, maybe. So this is when I was, playing football. I was lifting a lot of weights, and I was making extra money with my dad. So my dad was a well-respected waiter at a restaurant. it was a Saturday night. This is the weekend before I go play football. Figured, let me get some cash before the fall hits because I'm not going to be working. You know what I mean? Because Friday nights you're not allowed out, and Saturdays are the games, and then we're all partying ourselves anyway after the games.
Yeah.
So, my dad said, hey, why don't you work one more night? So we get this huge party of about 40 people. We worked at a very small restaurant, but we do about 200-300 dinners at night, you know what I mean, for a small restaurant, knocking them out. So at the end of the night, the guy goes, hey, can I smoke a cigar in here? I go, we usually don't, but let me find out for you. The customer, listen, it's got a $3,200 bill. It's okay. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Sure, here you go. I have an ashtray for you. You could smoke a cigar. Being a Hispanic in a dominated white world at that time in the late 90s, it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? My dad came from Peru with nothing on his back but whatever clothes he had on, and he worked his ass off. And he worked his ass off in the restaurant business, and that's where he made a name for himself. So my dad was well known, and my dad, it's kind of funny when I tell you this. My dad was, I'm going to say 5'4", 5'5".
Oh, wow.
Where I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
Don't know what happened. Gene pool somewhere in the family line.
Yeah.
So my dad's a fighter, though. He's a scrapper. I've seen him. I've seen him body slam a 300-pound guy.
Oh, wow.
And threaten him. And I'm like, that's my dad. I was always proud of my father, and still to this day, after he passed almost 20 some odd years ago, I still talk about him. I still laugh at some of the dumb shit that we did.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. So the guy's blowing the smoke on my father's face, and my dad's whatever. He's like whatevering it. He's done it now to me twice. Now, I said, sir, can you please not? I'm not a smoker.
Yeah.
I would not like that smell on me. Blows it again.
Ugh.
If you do it one more time, sir, I'm going to ask you to please go outside, put out your cigar, and please leave the establishment. You know what I mean? I'm being polite.
Yeah.
Well, he did it to one of our coworkers and my dad again. And my dad's like, listen, you son of a bitch. My son just warned you. He just warned you. Now I'm telling you, get the hell out. He pushed my dad. Now, my dad's a scrapper at 5'5", 5'4". My dad is 210 pounds scrapper. He'll fight anybody. He don't care who it is. So I'm like, Dad, calm down, relax. I'm pushing my dad. My dad's a pit bull. And I got my dad, I felt like my dad was like Lord Helmet because I had my hand on his head and he's trying to punch his way through me. And I got the other guy with his tie, like I'm choking him.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, you know what? My dad, finally, two of the workers got my dad. And he goes, yo, I'm going to beat the hell out of you. I'm like, oh, please do. Going, you don't realize I'm not over 18. He thinks I'm an adult.
Yeah.
So he decks me, punches me right in the face.
Oh my God.
I punch back, one punch, he's knocked out. He's on the ground. I said, by the way, bitch, I'm 17. And he's like, bullshit. I threw my license right at his face. His face, he had tan. He turned as white as Jay's shirt. We're talking white. He just realized, and his wife's a lawyer.
Ooh.
I go, that's all I did is I smiled at her. And granted, I had a nice bruise right here on my face, right above my eye. But the cops came because it was an altercation. The boss had a call. I'm sitting there with a nice pack in my head. And my dad goes, I can't believe you did that. I go, it was either you or him. I'd rather you be fine. He goes, no, now how do I explain this to your mother?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I forgot about my mom.
Gomez tripped at work.
Yeah, little Alex tripped, I think, and hit him head. And yeah. So the cops came, and they're like, oh. And then there wasn't 7 people. It was one person, but his whole table wasn't standing up against us waiters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Us food runners and stuff. So they came, they arrested him. I pressed charges.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm a minor.
Yeah.
Cop goes, how old are you? I go, I'm 17, sir. I don't turn 18 till December of this year. He goes, do you have ID? I said, yes, I do. It's on the ground right there. He goes, why is it on the ground? I go, he tried taking my wallet. So he's like, okay, so hitting a minor, stealing from a wallet, you know what I mean? He's brought up it. So I didn't sue or anything. He just, he made bail and supposedly came by to apologize. And we're like, I ain't accepting nothing, just leave.
Yeah.
But, it just shows the crazy times.
Yeah.
Anybody thinks because you have money, you wear a $4,000 suit. I don't care who you are. That's my dad. You know what I mean? Even now to this day, someone comes up to my wife or my kids. It's like, seriously, dude, you're messing with their own family.
Yeah.
I mean, my little 2-year-old will probably knock you out. It's just like the age now, because I look at it and I feel like kids are not prepared as we were growing up. What I mean?
Not at all. Yeah.
I grew up in, 80s and 90s, you had to defend yourself. If you want something, you fight for it.
Yeah.
You want to buy that G.I. Joe or Barbie or whatever, you bust your butt for it. And I remember doing that. So, I tell my kids, like, hey, if someone hits you, I don't care, punch them back, smack them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Isabella's learning. It's hard. I get it. You know what I mean? It's like, who don't you do that to? Because now people sue you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, don't do it. I get it. But me, yeah.
Yeah. I would not want to be growing up in these times. I'm glad I was an 80s and 90s kid.
I'm glad I was a 79 kid growing up through the 80s and 90s. But it's funny, like you said, you get to see the next generation and then the millennials and guys who know how to drive stick shift still to this day.
Yeah.
I sort of got the best alarm system you can buy for a car now in 2023. Buy a stick shift.
Oh, yeah. No one knows what to do with it.
No. I was like, I remember I went to a dealership just the other day. I'm like, does that car have stick shift? Like, yeah. Do you know how to drive it? I go, uh-huh.
Yeah, it's hard to find now. It's crazy.
It's extra.
Yeah, it used to be the cheaper cars, and now it's extra.
Now it's extra.
Automatic was extra.
Yeah.
The automatics were extra with the cassette deck tape was extra too. So, I mean, I remember when you got a manual, it was cheaper. The insurance was cheaper too if you got a manual car.
Yeah.
And now a manual car, it's like, oh no, I'm sorry, it's 3 times more than the automatic.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
They only put it in like the really high performance cars now.
There's so much more
and
fun
usually
to drive,
they don't
too.
even do that. It's the paddle shifters now.
I don't like those paddle shifters. My wife has an Acura. She drives a SUV Acura, and they have those paddle shifters. I did it one time. I'm like, this really does not give the real.
It's not the same.
It's not the same for shifting. I miss the clutch. I miss putting it in first, gunning it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories.
Thank you for having me on. It's good to share some of the old school stories, talk of other stuff too. And, it's been a pleasure seeing you guys back for season 5. So I was excited to hear you guys.
Yeah.
But seeing you guys again, can't wait to talk to see when we can get you on Sleevey G.
Yeah, that'd be great. Really appreciate your time tonight and you sharing your stories. Before we go, tell everyone again where they can find your podcast.
So guys, the Sleevey G Show, find me on my website, sleeveygpodcasts.com. I messed up when I did my heading. You can find me on YouTube under Gomez 1279 or just type in Sleevey G Show. You'll find me on Apple. I can't even say Apple right anymore. Apple, Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, Good Pods. I'm all over the place. You'll find me. Even go on my Instagram. I have my link tree on there. I'll direct you to all those places too. Even my Twitter at SleevyG79. Wait, Sleevey _ G79. Sorry. Gotta say it correctly. Everyone can find me there.
Awesome. Thank you so much again. Everyone go listen to the Sleevey G podcast. And we will talk to y'all later.
That's right.
Bye, fuckers.
Bye, fuckers.
Bye, fuckers.
Thank you for listening to the Fuck My Work Life podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please follow, subscribe, rate, review, and tell your friends. Send your workplace stories to fmwlpod@gmail.com or call our rant line at 310-818-3273 for a chance to be featured on a future episode. For more fun, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at FMWL Pod. You can also join our Discord community to chat with us and your fellow fuckers. We've got a Patreon where for $5 a month, you get early access to episodes, bonus content, and more. Grab yourself a t-shirt, pint glass, or yoga mat in our merch shop. All links can be found in the show notes. The Fuck My Work Life theme song is by Big Foss of the Chat Smash podcast. Remember, don't let the man get you down. Bye, fuckers.
No kitty. Bad
No,
kitty. Bad
bad
kitty.
kitty.
She's a wild one.